Hello everyone. I just want to check that I am live. I think I'm live now. Hello. Amazing. This is the first time that I've done this on a computer, so yeah, it's very different to doing it on the phone. So I'm just going to give it a few moments just in case anybody's joining the live. So if you join the live, just give me a wave, say hello, just so I know that you're there. Oh, hi Katie. Hello. Oh, so wonderful to have you here. Amazing. So, just want to say welcome to the first meditation. Um, Today, so if you're watching the replay as well, welcome. Um, and today, I just want us to kind of settle into this group. Um, and the topic today is going to be sort of talking about debunking meditation. Um, and because it's quite a strong word. It's quite a strong word. Um, and I remember sort of when the word first was kind of flying around my kind of awareness, I remember thinking, oh, that's a bit weird. What is that? And how can you do that? And you just kind of imagine monks in the mountains, sitting for hours and hours, getting to this state, and you just think I could never do that. Which is actually is I think a lot of it is kind of cultural appropriation. I think, and it does put a lot of people off. Um, because we are kind of said, oh yeah, just go into a meditation, and actually it's not as easy as that, because it is a practice, and being able to meditate is basically being in a state of complete presence. So I don't say that I'm meditating. I'm doing a breathing practice. I'm doing a sitting practice, because essentially that's what we're doing. We are training the body, training the mind to just sit and be with the breath, be with the body, be with whatever is going on in this moment. Um, and I think that a lot of the time, if we just go dive into what we say is a meditation practice, it can be quite overwhelming and not very helpful, to be honest. Um, so So what we're going to do today is going to just go through some really simple techniques and tools that that can be our foundation to start. Um, some of you might already be aware of these things. Um, so the first one is comfort. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Being comfortable is the most important thing. So when I sit in meditation, I sit on two blocks. I kneel, so I'm kneeling on two blocks on my bum. Um, if you don't have access to something like this, then I suggest that you sit in a chair, because the thing is, with sitting cross-legged on the floor, our legs go numb. Like, I can't sit cross-legged on the floor, um, and that's where yoga practice comes in. So when you've been doing yoga practice for like 40 years, then maybe you can sit cross-legged on the floor for more than 20 minutes. I definitely can't. I end up getting numb feet, numb legs, and then I have to move. And when we're sitting and practicing being with our breath, we want to be still, really, at first. It is good to have some movement, but at the moment we just want to be still, and we don't want to get distracted by numb legs and pins and needles and stuff. So I'll just give you a few moments now, a few minutes, just to get comfortable. If you feel like you'd like to just change a little bit. Um, so maybe you can sit on a chair with your legs just at like you're sitting at a desk or something, or get loads of cushions and then just put them under you so you're sat like kneeling upright. Um, and so once you've kind of found that position, I'm just going to give you a few moments to do that. And for anyone watching the replay, you can just pause it here, so no rush. So so that's great. So that's the first thing we want to do. We want to be completely comfortable where we don't move, we don't get uncomfortable. Um, And once we've found this comfortable seat, just want you to start to deepen your breath. And just feel into your rib cage. Our rib cage is huge, so it actually goes right up to the collarbone. So maybe you can just press into here. Rib cage goes all the way up here. So if you take a nice big breath, that's where they actually go up to, and then we kind of know that they kind of go down to about here, all the way round. They're like big cavity that holds and protects our lungs. So our lungs are huge. My yoga teacher is she dissects bodies, which is pretty awesome. And she actually showed us a video of someone's lungs that have been taken out of a body, and then they were blowing into through a tube. And it was absolutely amazing. Um, so we just, it's that awareness that our lungs are so massive, and actually when we breathe, we don't actually use all of them. So I'm just gonna go through a little technique now, just to get us in touch with the whole of our capacity of our lungs. So I just want you to place your hands just on your heart. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. It's totally up to you. And I just want you to just breathe into this space, just expanding out the front of your chest. And just keep your awareness there. So keep your focus there. If your focus does wander and you start to think about a snack or tea or something, just be like, oh, I'm thinking, and then just bring it back to this point of awareness that we're working with in this moment. And just breathe into that space, expanding the front of the rib cage. So the rib cage is expanding outwards. And maybe try and make the out breath a little bit longer. So you just linger on the out breath a little bit longer. Now I want you to just take your hands, just place your hands underneath the pectoral muscles, so right around here. And just start to breathe into this area. Expanding out through the bottom of the rib cage. Just place all your awareness into this space. Using your imagination. Imagination is a powerful, powerful tool. So even if we think we're not feeling into something, if you just pretend that you are, then eventually you will. Great, amazing. Now again, I just want you to place your hands just on top of your collarbone here. So just put your fingers in there and just do the same. So feeling the ribcage rising up to meet your fingers. And just feeling it dropping down. Amazing. Now this is a little bit more awkward, but take your hands and just place them on your back here. And just feel the back expanding outwards to meet your hands. It's a little bit more awkward. But again, if you send your awareness to the back, you can just feel into the back of your rib cage. Just taking some deep breaths, lengthening the out breath. Great. Now finally, just placing the hands at the back here. So as far as you can get up. And just breathing into that space there. Just feeling that expansion behind you, beneath you. sending the awareness to where your hands are. Amazing. And now just placing your hands somewhere comfortable. It can be face up or face down. So when we place our hands face up, it's more of this kind of open to receiving, and place down is more like a grounding thing. So just your intuition will know what you want to do today. Just go with whatever it says. And now I just want you to feel into all of the areas that we have just worked with. So you're really feeling the whole rib cage expanding and contracting. Lengthening the out breath. Amazing. I just want you to place now your hands on your heart if that feels comfortable, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Just close down your eyes if you haven't already. I just want you to just set an intention for your practice today, your sankalpa. Just really tune into what you want, and you can either say it as I intend from this practice to, and then state what you want, or you can say I am. I am, so make it in the present tense. As my mentor says, no intention is the intention, which is a very, very powerful phrase in my opinion. And when you've made your intention, just placing the hands wherever you feel comfortable. You can have them one on top of the other in a kind of cup shape on your lap, or just have palms facing up or facing down, whatever you feel. Closing down the eyes. And just start to notice your breath. That's all. Notice where you can feel the breath the most. It could be through your nose, it could be in your chest, it could be down your throat, it could be down on your back. And just feel into that area and just put your intention and your awareness there. Just on the breath. That could be the rise and fall of the chest, or it could be the airflow through the nose and out of the nose. And just sit with that breath. That's all we're doing. And now if your awareness suddenly goes to a thought or a sensation, what I'd like you to do, and what I'd like you to try and practice, is to be like, oh, I'm thinking, and then bring it back to the breath. So without judgment of yourself, without any frustration, just with love and just with curiosity even. Just, oh, I'm thinking, and bring it back to the breath. This could happen 50 times. Just keep doing that cycle. As soon as you become aware that you're thinking, or if you feel a funny sensation even, just be like, oh, I'm feeling, and then bring it back to the breath. And this practice not only strengthens our presence and our ability to practice presence, it also strengthens the mind, and it starts to rewire the neural pathways in the brain. And you'll notice with practice that the longer, the more you practice this awareness of the thoughts and bringing it back to the breath, you'll notice the gaps will be longer. Just feeling the rise and fall of the breath in the chest, or the air through the nose. Just whenever you notice you've been distracted by thoughts or feelings, just bringing it back to the breath. Notice if you're breathing in one place of your ribs, in your lungs. Maybe try and expand that awareness to another place in your ribs. The breath stays even and deep, lengthening the exhales. If your mind starts to wander, just very gently, with love, bringing it back to the breath. If your mind has wandered, or you've got some sensations appearing, just say, oh, hello, and bring it back to the breath. And now, remaining with the breath, I'd just like you to notice any sounds in the room around you. Maybe noticing the air on your skin, your clothes, the feeling of the fabric against your skin. And just start to just wiggle your fingers gently. And just maybe invite a little bit of movement, maybe with your body. And just take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out of your mouth. And another one. And one more. And then just very gently, just starting to flutter your eyes open, coming back into the space. And just notice how you're feeling in this moment, and celebrate yourself as well. Celebrate yourself for showing up here. It's really, really, really amazing, and it's just so amazing to see you here. And just know that it's really, it can be a really simple practice if we start slow, and it all starts with the breath, because we breathe all the time. We don't stop breathing. So it's a really powerful tool to come back to. And practicing presence is extremely important, especially in this time that we're going through at the moment. You know, I find that my thoughts can become so distracted and almost obsessive, and it's this dense energy, this collective dense energy that we're in at the moment. But having this little practice and taking this time out for yourself is just so needed. And what you'll notice is once you start to do it for yourself, it will start rippling out, and you'll notice that your loved ones and will also benefit from this practice. And maybe look at it as not a meditation practice, it's just a sitting and breathing practice. You know, it's easy to say the word meditation because everybody knows what it is, but actually I think that the word meditation can kind of get a bit lost and can kind of put people off, when actually all it is sitting in presence with the breath. And from that here, after getting this foundation, we can then start to introduce other aspects of this practice. But just maybe like throughout the day today and tomorrow, just come back to that expansive feeling of the ribs, because they're so big and we've got so much lung capacity and we don't use a lot of it. And I think once we start to really use this lung, you can almost get a bit lightheaded from it. So it's almost like a natural high. Um, so so once we start to do this, we can really increase oxygen to the brain, which just works, is amazing for everything, concentration, memory. Um, so yeah, so that's the first session, and I really hope that you've benefited in some way. Maybe have a little journal about it if you feel called to, and give it a practice maybe later or tomorrow or whatever you feel really. It's this is your journey and this is your practice, um, and so you'll know like how much you want to do. But it's amazing to even just start this and or continue or and just be in this beautiful group. And I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful, and I love you all very much. And I'll see you on Friday at the same time. Much love, everyone. Bye.